Welcome to Visionary TV. It's my first official video. I'm gonna get into some things today, so I'd like y'all to, be welcome to my new channel. So I'm about to get into some things about, some sports and what's going on right now in the current things in boxing. Tonight we got the Anthony Joshua against Joseph Parker fight tonight. I think that this fight it's not really that important, but it's a fight that I think that the world's gonna watch just to see can Parker beat Anthony Joshua or bring any danger to him in this fight. I think that Anthony Joshua is going to wind up either knocking him out probably around in a fourth or sixth round. I don't think the fight's gonna go that long, but I think Parker could pull an upset. I don't really know too much about Parker. He's not really out there as wise as people are not really talking about Parker too much. You know what I'm saying? So but everybody know about Anthony Joshua and what he brings to the table. Anthony Joshua is one of the top skilled fighters in boxing today, and this fight should be an easy fight for Anthony Joshua. Even if it goes to 12 rounds decision, I think that he should be able to dominate the whole fight. But it could be an upset. You never know. You know what I'm saying? This is boxing. It takes one punch to end everything. I'm looking forward to it, but everybody is really looking forward to it because they want to see what Anthony Joshua is going to say after the fight. And we all know what that is. Deontay Wilder. Can that fight come into existence this year, this fall? Hopefully this fall. Hopefully we get to see that fight happen. So I'm looking forward to seeing how Anthony Joshua is going to perform in this fight, and I want to see how the interviewer is going to ask him about that fight. Is he going to dodge the question, or is he going to step up to the plate and actually take the challenge on fighting Deontay Wilder? That fight comes on, I think, around 5:30, Eastern time. I don't know about overseas, but I know out here it comes on about 5:30. I'm just looking forward to this fight, not because of I think it's going to be a competitive, but I just want to see how he's going to look in this fight. I want to see if he's going to take the challenge of Deontay Wilder, and can they make that fight happen. All week, it's been all press about those two fighting each other, Deontay Wilder against Anthony Joshua. All week it's been they two named. Basically, Parker been overshadowed by Deontay Wilder, and he's fighting Anthony Joshua. They're not even talking about Parker. They talking about Deontay Wilder. So that's the fight everybody want to see. That's the fight that the public should demand, and it should happen. But one of the reasons why Deontay Wilder been waiting for 2 years for this fight is because of EDDY HERN. EDDY HERN is, to me, he's a master manipulator, to where he is manipulating the public. And I'm going to make a video about him real soon. I'm going to expose EDDY HERN for the deceiver he is. Because if a man been asking you for 2 years to fight your fighter, and it's 2018, he's still waiting, and he has to go through so many loopholes and so many obstacles just to fight your fighter, then you really don't want this fight. So I'm going to make a video about him and straight expose him. Deontay Wilder offered EDDY HERN, he says, I would fight DILLIAN WHYTE if you put in the contract that I fight Anthony Joshua after. And, basically, he kind of tiptoed around that and basically said, I don't, we'll see. And he just making excuses. So that's the thing. He has no problem fighting DILLIAN WHYTE, but he wants to have in contract a guarantee that he will fight Anthony Joshua after that fight. And that's really fair. If EDDY HERN really want that fight, then he would set that up and put it in the contract. You know what I'm saying? But he doesn't want that fight for Anthony Joshua because he know that this fight is dangerous for his fighter. You know what I'm saying? Because the power that Deontay Wilder has in that right hand and the confidence that he has, he doesn't want that fight. You know what I'm saying? So he's manipulating the public to believe that Deontay is scared and we don't have no negotiations, and he's making up a million excuses on why this fight is not going to happen. And this is what I'm saying about these promoters in boxing. They are destroying the sport that real boxing fans love. He doesn't want the fight. It's a dangerous fight for his fighter. He wants to keep making money off of Anthony Joshua as much as possible before that fight even happens, if it even happens. You know what I'm saying? Because they have to negotiate. They have not been negotiating this fight at all. No talks have been made, according to Deontay, at all. You know what I'm saying? They've been trying to call him up, email him, and he has not been returning their phone calls or emails. You know, Shelly Finkel, he said that during Deontay last fight with Ortiz that they been trying to contact Eddie Hearn to even sit down just to have a meeting or to discuss certain things, and he has not been returning anything. So that's a fight that it would happen if you take Eddie Hearn out of the way and I think AJ should be a free agent. He's big now overseas, so where he could be a free agent. You know what I'm saying? So get away from these promoters and these guys that's preventing this fight to happen. If the fight doesn't happen, and it should happen around at least October, November, late December, then I think Deontay Wilder should move on and worry about building his legacy up. You know what I'm saying? For his career, just let it go, because that fight is a fight that everybody wants to see. All boxing fans, real pure boxing fans, want to see that fight. The best fight and the best. And you have a promoter that's not being reasonable. He wants all the revenue. And Deontay Wilder said that he would take 35%. And he even said just recently that he would let Eddie Hearn and them take 90% and he'd take 10%. So I mean, if a fighter is telling you those things, then why is it so hard to make this fight? Because he knows once AJ loses, that's it. His stock is low. He will never be the same again as a fighter. And on top of that, Eddie Hearn said he wants to sign Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder don't need you to sign him. He's already self-made. You know what I'm saying? So he's a manipulator. He's manipulating the public to believe that Deontay Wilder is being difficult on making this fight when actually he's the one that's manipulating everybody. So I'm making a video about him. That's coming soon. So tonight, tune into that fight, and I'll be putting a video up later about the fight. So we're gonna move on to other things. We're gonna move into Keith Thurman. He hurt his hand. I don't know if it was in training. Reports saying that he injured his hand. They ain't not saying how or where. Like, you're not giving too much information about that. But I just think Keith Thurman is just injury prone at this particular point in his career. I don't know if he's faking it. I don't know if, his heart is not in boxing anymore. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, something ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Where this guy keep getting injured and injured and injured. I think that Keith Thurman's heart is not in, boxing anymore. His desires could be changing. You know what I'm saying? Maybe through married life or just life in general. I think that he could be changing, and the hunger is not there where it once was. I mean, when he first was coming up, he was always he was fighting, and he wasn't getting to the injuries. The competition level is more fierce now through Errol Spence, through cats like Terrence Crawford coming up in the welterweight division. Sean Porter, Danny Garcia. I think now it's more serious, and maybe just maybe he could be thinking that he can handle those fierce guys, and especially Errol Spence. So I mean, I don't know. Now the fight in May is going to be delayed, and they saying reportedly that he might be back in probably this summer, but that's a possibility. Like, we don't even know that's even going to happen. So, I mean, I don't know. I just think that Sean Porter, Danny Garcia, Errol Spence, and all the rest of the welterweights just need to, basically stop thinking about Keith Thurman until Keith Thurman is fully back in the ring. Worry about fighting other fighters that's in the welterweight division and focus your mind on them and and just stay active, man. Just stay active and stay stay focused on, your legacy, and stop trying to chase one guy that's at the top of the game that been off for a long period of time, over a year. So, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? What's up with Keith Thurman? But if he be back, if not, but the welterweight division must go on, and you still got a lot of big fights out there that could be made if these guys step up to the plate. Danny Garcia should be fighting more actively. Sean Porter should be fighting more actively because they're young. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, hopefully we'll see Keith Thurman back in the ring. You know what I'm saying? But if not, the show must go on. On that note, we're gonna move on to, Adrien Broner. Oh man. Adrien Broner, I used to like him when he first started, and I think his career would have blossomed if he would have had the discipline and the dedication to the sport. But I think he let, I don't know, the fame get to his head, or the pressure of being famous just get to him, to where he let outside forces like control his emotion and his actions, the things that he was doing. He's fighting Jessie Vargas. To me that's a toss-up fight. I mean, it's kind of 50-50, because with Adrien Broner, you never know. With him, hopefully he win. He has to win this fight. He has no choice. I think if he loses this fight, I think that his career is over. This is a fight that he has to win, and he has to win it in great fashion. If he doesn't win this fight, I think that he might self-destruct. If he doesn't win this fight, and if he gets beat badly in this fight, I think he might self-destruct. So he has to come out here and really show and prove that he really wants to be in this sport, and really dedicate himself to his craft, and really win this fight. I think Jessie Vargas is a solid opponent for him, but I think Adrien Broner has the skills to beat Jessie Vargas. But with Adrien Broner, you never know. You get, sometimes he's on his A game, sometimes he's not. So you have to really look at that and really examine Adrien Broner. I just think that he's just weak-minded, I think, in a lot of areas. I think he still has a lot of room to grow as a man, to get mature, and to become the man that he's supposed to be. So we'll see. You know what I'm saying? When that fight happens, if he's going to be victorious in that fight. Hopefully he is, but I mean, we talking about Adrien Broner here. So y'all tell me what y'all think in the comments down below. This is my first video, official video, on Visionary TV, sports and entertainment. And I'm just getting started. I'm gonna have documentaries coming. I'm gonna have a lot of different topics about the industry and sports. So we're gonna be versatile and hit y'all with different videos. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully y'all tune in and support. I'll be posting up another video after the fight, tell y'all what I thought about the fight. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully this fight will be entertaining between Joseph Parker and Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that Anthony Joshua win and he calls out Deontay Wilder so that fight can happen. At the end of the day, when them two guys fight, then we're gonna see who's the best heavyweight of this era. And that's what all boxing fans should be worried about. Who's the best heavyweight with hand skills, not with the business or how popular somebody is. I'm on to the next one. Peace.